Kampala city is rife with historic buildings, monuments and sites. Among these include places of worship like churches, temples and mosques. Baha'i Temple, located in Kisasi, is just one of them.
This building is also historical in the sense that it was the first Baha'i house of worship to be built in Africa. And Uganda was chosen because of the receptivity of the people of Uganda to the Baha'i faith and because of how the faith grew in Uganda.
Here, people come to reflect and meditate in addition to being equipped for service. Bulange, in Mengo, the administrative headquarters of Uganda Kingdom, is yet another historic building. The National Theatre and Uganda Museum are yet other historic buildings. In Jinja, beyond the source of the Nile, the city boasts of rich architectural history. One of the structures that has stood intact is the Madvani building along Main Street. Rajab Chito is the Jinja City Public Relations Officer.
If you look at it right now, you cannot believe that it was constructed in 1919. But it's among the oldest structures that are still standing. It's a storage structure and it is still designed in that old Indian kind of architectural designs.
However, the authorities are afraid that some of the buildings with contested ownership could be lost.
They have multiple ownership. So those ones, I would say they would be at the verge of losing them.
Jinja started as a fishing village. So the coming of the colonialists or the colonial era brought in a lot of developments that originated from the construction of the Owen Falls Dam and source of the Nile. So it gives you a reflection of the lifestyle, the community. The
leaders explain why this unique heritage needs to be preserved.
So we are saying, much as you can come and visit the source of the Nile, you can also be attracted to the architectural designs that we have in the city.
It gives you a blend of beauty and authenticity, making us very unique and different from other towns. So it will give you a fusion of the old Jinja transiting into the new Jinja.
Mbarara City is yet another area with quite a number of rich history and heritage sites. Among the most important is the Mugaba Palace atop Kamukuzi Hill, which is a UNESCO heritage site. The palace, which was in a sorry state, has over the last few years been undergoing renovation. However, the architectural designs remained.
That's why it was never demolished. Because that palace, you see, you will find even walls that were made not using cement. You'd use bricks with clay as a way of preserving our culture and the heritage.
Another area with rich built heritage is the Ruharo Hill, which is the seat of the St. James Cathedral, home of the Ankole Diocese, Mbarara High School, the birthplace of scouting in Uganda, and others. The Ankole Diocese has also preserved a historical building over 100 years at this hill, which hosts the East African Revival Museum.
This building is very historical. Now, this house was not only used by all the bishops before me, but even by Christian missionaries.
But why is it important to protect this built heritage? Frederick Nsibambi is the Deputy Executive Director of the Cross-Cultural Foundation of Uganda.
So for us, they are important monuments, they are important aspects of our cultures to teach the young ones about where we've come from. So it is really important that we trace back our history, which is manifested in historical buildings, in historical property.
With the risk of losing these sites high due to the quest for modernization, he shares how these can be safeguarded.
Historical buildings can be turned into tourism centers, can be turned into places of entertainment, and very important events can be organized around the historical buildings.
A nation without the past is a dead nation. And so if you do not have where you came from, then you can't shape your future.
She says the country has over 700 historic sites profiled. Benjamin Jumbe, NTV.